Hello, everyone. This is Jesse here from River Tree Community Church. And this week, as part of our Theology and Theater series, we are going to be looking at the movie The Martian. Now, normally, we would do a commentary together. However, this week, we're not going to do that. This movie, The Martian, it doesn't really lend itself well to a commentary. This is a fairly long movie. If you find the extended cut, I believe it's close to 3 hours. And it's a very slow-paced movie. I'm not saying it's bad. This is one of my personal favorite movies. I watch this movie a lot. I really enjoy it. But one of the strengths of it is its gorgeous vistas. It's an amazingly beautiful movie. But as a result of that, it's not a very good commentary-worthy movie. If I did a commentary, it would probably be just me quietly watching for half the movie, because it's that beautiful and that kind of slow, it just draws you in. So in lieu of that, what I wanted to do right now was just record a quick, almost intro to the movie. And I want to highlight 4 key themes to keep an eye on as you go in to watch this movie. So the first theme is that of redemption. This movie has several redemption arcs weaving through it. Whether it is Matt Damon, the character of Mark Watney, his redemption to try to prove his worthiness, prove himself to be able to survive. You have Commander Lewis's redemption arc. She thinks of herself as the reason Mark Watney is left behind. She blames herself, so her actions is seen as a redemption. She's trying to redeem herself. And there's several other characters that go through this circle of redemption. So that's the first thing to keep an eye out for. The second one is that of community. Now, one of the interesting things about this movie is there is really no antagonist. There's no villain of this movie. There's a couple times when you have a character that in another movie might become the villain. There's the pure politician. There's the scientist character. There's all these characters that you could see potentially being turned into the villain. But in the end, none of them do. They all rally together for the common cause of saving Matt Damon. And I think that's an interesting thing to look at as I move forward. Every one of these people has their area where they are unique, that they are the best in. But none of these individual people could save Matt Damon by themselves. They needed the entire group, the entire community, really the entire world to come together. And I think this is an amazing reflection of the body of Christ. Each person has their amazing, unique gifts. And these gifts are only highlighted and magnified when we use them in conjunction with everyone else in the body of Christ, in the church, in our community. When we work together, we can achieve so much more. And even extending that a little bit further, if you look at the makeup of a lot of these people that form this community trying to save Matt Damon, they're from such a diverse background. And I think that speaks to us in the church and outside of the church. I think so often we take little minor differences and use them to erect really artificial walls and barriers between us and other groups, other people. So just keep an eye on that as this movie goes on, how this movie uses community and really uses the coming together and unity of people. The third theme to look at is really the notion of our relationship with God. There are a few instances in this movie where Matt Damon on Mars thinks he is completely and totally alone. There's even one line that talks about, he's however many thousand miles away from us. He thinks we've abandoned him. What does that do to a man's psyche? And I think it's an interesting notion to explore because at that moment, he does think he's alone on Mars. He thinks he's completely and totally isolated. But at that very moment, there's a press conference going on of everyone basically analyzing everything he's doing because they can see, people on Earth can see him. He doesn't know that they can see him yet, but the people on Earth know he's alive. They're watching him and they're formulating plans and doing whatever they can to try to care for him. And I think that's an interesting reflection of sometimes our relationship with God, our prayer life. We can sometimes feel like we're just speaking out into the void, kind of like he does at times when he's recording these logs. But in reality, we have a God who's watching us, who's caring for us, who's deeply invested in the decisions we make, the things we say, the things we do. And I think that's just a fascinating dynamic to watch play out in this movie, to watch the relationship Mark Watney, Matt Damon's character, has with everyone on Earth. It's just fascinating for me to watch. So keep an eye on that and think about that as in relation to your personal relationship with God and how you relate to God at different points in your life. And the last theme I want to highlight to keep in your mind as you go in to watch this movie is that of the 99 sheep. This movie might be the most expensive retelling ever of the 99 sheep parable. In fact, I would actually encourage you, before you go watch this movie, read that parable. Read the parable about the good shepherd who leaves the 99 sheep in the fold to go find the one sheep, to risk everything to bring that one sheep back to safety. Because that's really what this movie is about. It is about a group of people risking their lives, risking their careers, risking everything to save one person. So those are just some of the main themes I saw as I watched this movie, and I want to just highlight those for you so you can keep those in mind as you go through to watch this movie. If, as you're watching it, something else jumps out to you, please let me know. Please comment down below associated with this video what jumps out to you. Do you see something else? Because there's certainly things that I've missed, because this is a very deep movie. There's a lot of interplay going on. So I have fun watching The Martian, one of my favorite movies, and I look forward to talking with you about it this coming Sunday. Have a wonderful time, and I will talk to you later. Bye.